These are the pretty gardens in the centre of Hull. And one of my favourite things in Hull is right here. Yep, that's the Wilberforce Memorial. William Wilberforce was born in Hull in 1759 and became MP for the town. And he was a leading abolitionist in the call for the end to the slave trade. And for that, I think Hull deserves a big round of applause for putting up this monument to him. I mean, he is the world's conscience in many ways. William Wilberforce is a towering figure in history. He comes from this great city, and I like the fact that the monument is right next to the College of Education. Yeah. Are you ready for this? A lovely little treat in Hull. Hull is famous here for having a pub called the George. And at the George is the smallest window in the world. Built in 1685 so that the porter could see who was arriving. Well, those all look like normal sized windows to me. So where's the smallest window in the world? That's it. It's tiny. I love it. Brilliant. And you'd sit inside that little shed in there and look through the window to see who's arriving. This is Hull Minster. It's an old church. It was a parish church until the Archbishop decided that for the City of Culture year, Hull should have a minster, which is sort of an upgrade, if you like, from a parish church and not quite a cathedral. And it's got a bell tower there with something really unusual. There's only 80 odd steps to climb up. These stairs lead to something unusual. This is the ringing chamber for the bells at Hull Minster. The thing that's really unusual here is there are 15 bells. Yeah, usually the most you'll ever see is a dozen. And they've all got these lovely striped sallies, apart from the red one and the blue one. And that's so you know where the start and end is. They start with the treble on the blue and round they go to the tenor on the red. And then they've got these boxes, these fantastic boxes. So if you're going to ring the big heavy bell, which is a ton and a quarter, you stand up on here like this. On the boards all the way around are records of peals that have been rung. And a peal is where you go continuously and never repeat the same pattern of numbers twice. And a peal will last for roughly 3.5 hours. But here's the thing I really like, and that's this. It's hanging down here. That's the Sally. This is the tail end. You hold that. And then I'll show you what we do. But I can't hear anything. I can't hear a thing. And the weird thing about that, the reason I can't hear anything is there's nothing attached to the other end. This is just so that you can practice and get a general idea of how it's done. Right.
There is a sound.
Ring a bell. Humber Bridge. I'm on the Humber Bridge, leaving Hull and Humberside, with its cycle paths that leave a little bit to be desired, and heading over the bridge. Interestingly, there are two cycle paths across the bridge. There's a west side and an east side. Only one side is open. These pillars, huge, leaping up into the sky. Whoa! That's quite something. Now this is great. The Humber is so massive, so wide, so brown. Yay! Utterly brilliant. The thing that's so enjoyable about the Humber Bridge is just how long it takes to cross it. All these suspension bridges have something in common. the Severn Bridge, the Humber Bridge, the mighty bridge over the River Forth. They're all lovely and they take so much longer than you expect. And there's a lovely sense of high above the water, suspended in the air. I've come off the Humber Bridge. And here's the traffic officer. Lewis, lovely to see you.
And I've got for you, Timmy, my Humber Bridge paperweight.
It weighs a ton.
It is.
Thank you ever so much, because I'm on a bike with that. Oh, look at that.
I work here, look at it every day, so I thought you'd appreciate it more after cycling over the famous Humber Bridge.
Lewis, that is so kind. I'm really, really touched. Thank you ever so much.
So I work in the control room, where we look out for any pedestrians who's in need, any traffic incidents. We just first respond to anything that happens on the bridge.
So did you see my bike coming across?
I saw you coming across, Timmy, and your flag waving. I thought, there he is, that's Mr. Mallet.
I like the fact you've been keeping a watch out for me along the way. It's a beautiful bridge to cycle
It's
over.
lovely, yeah.
How many people cycle over it every day?
Ooh, hundreds, Timmy. From first thing in the morning to when we close at 9 o'clock.
People use it as a commuting route.
Yeah, they do, and lots of tourists like yourself.
And I love my paperweight. Thank you very much. Pop it into its lovely little box. Lewis, God bless you, it's very kind. Oh look, there goes another cyclist going the other way. I'm sitting here in Barton upon Humber, admiring the Humber Bridge. Whew, I'm in the shade actually, along this wall here, and I'm sitting here admiring it. This is the better view of the Humber Bridge, and the reason for that is this suspension pillar is right in the middle of the water, and the whole thing looks more graceful. It looks like it's suspended in the air. It's a glorious view. Right behind me is the start of the Viking Way, which stretches from Barton on Humber all the way around Lincolnshire to Oakham in Rutland. But I'm sitting here and keeping myself calm because it's a hot day and the heat makes you a bit tetchy sometimes. So I thought I'd have a go at doing some sketching. Thought there's a subject, and here's what I've done. What do you think? Does that look like a bridge? Yay! I'm in St Mary's Church, Barton on Humber, and there's a couple of reasons to be here. One is it's cooler and it's getting a hot afternoon, so I'm taking every opportunity to have a drink and cool down. I love these gorgeous arches here. Very Norman and very decorated. Look at that side, quite different. Yep, I love the fact that every generation puts its own little mark on this church. And then there's something else, a real treasure from the 14th century. That means the 1300s. You ready for this? It's a medieval chest carved out of one solid lump of tree. Isn't that amazing? I wonder what would have been kept in there. I know what's going to be in there. A Martin Mallet name tag. I'm going to find a little spot for him in here. There's got to be somewhere. Ooh, I might have to lift up the other side. Hang on. You ready? I'll just put this down here, like that, and lift this up. Aha! Yep, I can see it. There's a little join there. I could probably put Martin into that, couldn't I? It's a bit obvious there. Just prod him down a bit. That's it. There you go, Martin. You're in a 13th century. You're in a 14th century chest. Now, I'm going to put this down. Let's do it properly. Oh, let's do it from the other end. I'll do this side first. Wow, those hinges are something else, aren't they? One of the things I've noticed on my circumnavigation is the fact we're a maritime country. And this is a very good example just how busy we are with shipping. I'm at Immingham Docks on a Sunday afternoon. It's quiet. Okay, but look at the size of the ships. My goodness me. And there's a few of them here. Yep, this is stuff coming and going, and there are docks all around the country. It's we don't think about this because we just go to the shops or order online. It's got to come from somewhere. This is how it's transported, by sea. This bit of parched grass looks fairly innocuous, but it's home to something very special. It's the boating lake paddock in Cleethorpes, and here there's lots of geese and a lovely boating lake. And it was here that Smiley Miley pulled one of his famous stunts, pranks on the Radio 1 DJs. He got Mike Reed's MG and dumped it in the pond. And I'm here to remember this wonderful occasion. In fact, all the crowds are here today remembering this wonderful occasion. It's August the 10th, 1988 at the Radio 1 Roadshow. I'm in Cleethorpes, right by the lovely miniature railway, which runs all the way around the big park. And it's got something extra special here. It's got the smallest pub on the planet, the Signal Box Inn. It was a real signal box on an actual line out in Scunthorpe. And when that line closed, they brought it here, turned it into a pub. SBI, the Signal Box Inn. It's got the pumps, it's got the snacks, it's got plenty of glasses, and it's even got seating here for 4 lucky customers. 4 lucky customers can sit here and enjoy a tipple. Yes, barman, can I have your attention, please? What time's the next train coming in? I love it. Utterly gorgeous. The Signal Box Inn in Cleethorpes. I bet you didn't know this, but the world revolves around Cleethorpes. No, I didn't know either, but I do now. And the reason for that is this. The line of the Greenwich Meridian, longitude 000 dot, goes right the way through Cleethorpes. It goes around the world, and this is how we measure time. Everything's either east or west of the Greenwich Meridian, and it comes into England just north of Withensea in Yorkshire, then comes down through Lincolnshire, down to Greenwich and out through Sussex, and around 8 other countries in the world. But the most important, of course, is Cleethorpes, because the world revolves around Cleethorpes. What we're looking at here is the mouth of the Humber, one of the widest rivers in Britain. And it's marked by that there fort. And right behind it is Spurn Point, where I was just a couple of days ago. Yeah, a couple of days ago. It took all that time to make my way around here, 70 or 80 miles, just to go from there to here over the bridge. But these 2 forts here, 1 and 2, were built as defences during the war. The idea being to stop German U-boats getting up the Humber. They strung a net between those 2 forts, and it worked. I know, I can't believe it would work, but it did. What a great thing. And by the way, if you want to buy one of those, that one's for sale. What would you do with it? I'd just have it, that's all. Now you see this lovely bulldozer here, and this thing, and these boats out here. What's all that about? Well, I found someone who knows. Good morning, sir.
Wait till I'm eating.
What's your name?
Paul.
Paul, explain what's happening here at the beach at Mablethorpe.
Well, that's the sinker pipe that would kind of deploy the sand to the beach to protect the sea defences.
Have you got that? We're putting more sand onto the beach because there's not enough sand on the beach.
Oh, that's a bit unfair. We're doing it to protect the sea defences, which were built in 1954. Without putting the sand on, the defence is actually quite at risk. So it's important that we do maintain this level for the winter storms.
So out there's a pipe of some sort. Okay, and what does that pipe do?
That's the sinker pipe. We lower that to the bed of the sea, and then down there is a big dredger, the Hammer 316. That would connect to the other end of the pipe on a floating line, and it would pump the water and the sand to the beach, and then the bulldozers would control the losses and put the sand where we need it on the beach where we've lost it the previous year.
Marvellously complicated, utterly brilliant, and that is all to protect the sea defences. Brilliant!
Yep. And hopefully £4 kind of billion worth of infrastructure and kind of caravans and lots of things that people come to the sea to visit.
£4 billion, that's nearly a squillion. Brilliant. I'm cycling the seafront between Mablethorpe and Sutton-on-Sea. It's a lovely ride. Thank you. Hiya.
Listened to you this morning on the
Did you?
Yeah, you were doing it there, yeah.
Oh, how nice.
How
Nice
you
to see
doing?
you. What's your name?
Tracy.
And?
Richard.
Nice to see you both.
And you?
Do you live here?
No, we're just on holiday. We come every year.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, listening to Chris Wars this morning, I was like, Timmy's in Mablethorpe today.
And here we are.
Yeah.
That's funny, isn't it?
It is.
Well, here we go. I've got something for you. And they both got a Timmy sticker! I'm in the little seaside town of Chapel St Leonard. And the question on my mind is, which way have I come? Oh, right, thanks. Yeah, good. So, looking at all these lovely things to see and do and enjoy, and I'm just wondering, which way should I go? Ah, right. I get the idea. I stopped my bike by the side of a busy road because of a sign. A weird and wonderful sign. Welcome to fabulous Skag Vegas! Not in Nevada, but in lovely Lincolnshire. What a brilliant sign. Thing is, it's quite a few miles actually from Skegness. And it's right by this wonderful racetrack here, Skegness Raceway. And it's a brilliant sign for everybody who's coming this way, heading for their holidays. They see this and they know holidays are here!